I like to move it. I like to... Hey, what's up, horror fan, baby? We're back! We're back, damn it, by a miracle. Because I didn't even get a shower before I got on here. I mean, for goodness sakes.
Oh, we gotta tell
Look at me. Look how damn worn out I'm in my pajama shirt. Yeah, man, we got absolutely hammered with floods.
Yeah.
Through here. The internet's out. The fucking power's been out. The road has been out.
Yeah, our entire area is flooded.
Yeah. Yeah, so,
the power was out most of the day yesterday, which obviously then also included the internet.
Yeah.
And the internet has been off all afternoon. It came back on half an hour ago.
Half an hour ago, and I had to immediately make a thumbnail for this podcast.
So that we wouldn't miss the podcast.
So that we wouldn't miss it. Like I did everything I could to make this shit happen tonight. Like, so we had food on the stove. That was the only thing that kept me from going down the road and calling Necro and saying...
We have to cancel.
We have to cancel.
Yeah.
And the internet boom just kicked right on, man. I mean, people, I've sent everything Horror Collector, I've sent Necro, I've sent Jonas, everybody, man, like, pictures of people's cars being washed totally away.
Yeah.
Their houses completely submerged in water.
Yeah.
So...
And we have, like, roadway breakages.
Yeah, the roads are broke. We are pretty much stuck here.
Yeah, we're...
Like, yeah, so that would have been a problem, too, because I didn't know it. We thought, like, well, maybe if we just get because we don't get cell phone service at the house, and the internet was out.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, maybe if we can get just this far, we'll barely hit some cell phone service and can call James. No, bitch. Road's closed.
Yeah.
It's literally broken.
Stuck.
Dude, that's your next horror movie, man.
I was going to say, we're about to write a horror film.
Yeah, the road is totally buckled, man. I feel bad for the people that have been nailed by this shit, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad out here right now, but God willing, we can complete this podcast tonight.
But we are here for you, horror fam.
Yes, we're here. I feel bad for you sitting next to me. I just lifted weights for like over an hour.
You had to let all that aggression out.
Yeah, with the plans of being able to shower before I did this, and we were so crunched for time by the time the internet came back that it was like, no.
Yeah, it wasn't.
No, man, we can smell you through the mic.
I know, dude. It's bad. It's bad, man.
No way.
Nah.
He smells good.
I do smell good. I smell like fucking testosterone, baby. But no, man, so we watched Prey. That was the big plan for tonight's podcast. So don't forget to cast your votes in the old Talk Horror poll over there. If you haven't done that yet, babe, you get a...
I did.
Oh, okay. You totally did. Okay.
I totally did.
What's up, Everything Horror Collector, Diabolical Doctor, Missy JoJo, Gory Tiger, Sarah? What are y'all doing in here, baby? The horror fam running wild, son. It's like fucking Hulk Hogan got let loose in this bad boy.
Well, it's a good thing we made it on here, isn't it?
Hulkamania. Horror Mania's running wild. That's what it is. Juno, Patty Hackman, what's going on from big sunny California?
Yeah.
I love it. Oh,
what's up,
man.
Patty?
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you something, Juno. We feel the same way. We're totally going to get into it here. So I'm going to go ahead and let them talk because I'm probably going to be the one who spills all the visceral hate for this piece of shit movie.
Yeah, so fair warning. This is a spoiler-heavy podcast.
Yeah, I didn't like it, man.
If you haven't seen it yet and want to without any spoilers, turn away now.
Yeah, man. Hey. So I'm going to let y'all go ahead, because I'm about to come crashing down, son, like Thor, Blood, and Thunder in this bad boy. I'm going to crack some skulls, son.
No, let's do that. Hey, before we get going, though, I got to do a shout-out to my two native friends, Sarah and Gonzo. Sarah's on here. So, when I started watching Prey, I was thinking, man, there's no way I'm going to be able to defend this movie at all. I'm gonna hate on it the whole time. But all I had to do was imagine my two friends in it, like kicking ass, and it made it a lot more enjoyable. So that was good. But I totally thought I was going to show up, do Predator, and I would take Prey and support it. But I got my Top Gun shirt on. I got the glasses. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I saw Necro's t-shirt and I was like, can we just talk about Maverick tonight instead?
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Can we just... But go ahead. Sorry.
Stop it. I actually liked Prey. I liked Prey a lot. I was watching it for a lot of different things, especially because we've dealt with so many bad sequels to Predator. You know, I don't think there's been a good sequel to Predator.
Well, so do you want to go ahead and give people a rundown of what this movie's about then?
Plot rundown. Go for it, Necro.
All right, so we got Naru. That's the girl.
Yeah.
Picking her nose a little bit.
Yeah.
She is part of the Comanche Nation. She wants to be a hunter. She does not like gathering. Pretty simple plot right there. That's what it is. She has a brother who she really looks up to, and he believes in her up to a point, but then she has a failure with that. In the background, you have the Predator showing up, and for everybody out there, the Comanches were in the Great Plains. I am not going to pretend to be a native expert. I do have my sun face guy from
New Mexico.
Yeah.
So my grandpa used to always take me to Navajo reservations and trips like that. So that was always fun. But so the Comanches are in the Great Plains. The movie's actually filmed in Alberta, Canada, near Calgary, which are actually the Nakota tribe. And we'll get to Billy from Predator as well. He's part of the Sioux tribe, but him and Naru have that same pouch on it. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But no, I really liked the movie a lot. It was, one of the things in comparing it to the Predator movie is instead of paring down the characters, this one, has to build them up from the beginning. It's more of a traditional hero storyline. That's what I actually liked about it. A hero doesn't immediately be a badass and overcome. This character starts with the hopes and even the thoughts that they're ready, is tested, fails again and again. We're gonna have to talk about that dog too. That dog was awesome.
Yeah, the dog was badass. I will say that was the best character of the movie.
I said that like during the film. Always best character in the whole movie.
Yeah. So I mean, right there. I mean, we'll go through the whole movie, but that's basically the plot of the movie. Is the Predator shows up, starts tearing shit up with the tribe, and she has that instinct that Billy has from the first movie, and she's like going to go hunt it down. She doesn't know what it is, and then she eventually sees it and decides no further.
So Briggs, I just want to go ahead and give you a trigger warning, bro. This movie is exactly one of those movies that you hate the ending of. Like, you hate this character trope.
Yeah.
Like, you hate how just suddenly...
And then suddenly...
after being just worthless the whole fucking movie, just suddenly at the end, though. Like, I'm just going to give you that, Briggs, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to call her worthless the whole movie. But they made her worthless in respects that were, like, necessary to the climax of the film. Like, they show... she's... apparently an incredibly clever tracker.
Yeah.
Awesome. Tick.
Yeah.
She's a very learned medicine woman. Mm-hmm. Tick.
So she has skills and stuff, but let's just say hunting is not her strong suit.
Right. So it shows her failing at hunting
over and over.
And to the point that for me was a little too far. Now, I didn't mind... Now, for those of you who haven't seen it, the first time she tests herself among the other hunters, warriors of her tribe, they're hunting a mountain lion. And she has an awesome idea. The idea in and of itself works, and yet she fails to kill the lion. And that's fine. Like, I had no problem with that at all. The issues I had with what came from that moment are this. One, it breaks the relationship between her and her brother, and some of that, if not all of it, is her fault. So her brother kills the mountain lion, and the whole tribe is stoked They think he's awesome. They're congratulating him and she walks away from his celebration without congratulating him.
Keep in mind, like, how bad that was. Like, she fucks up during the kill, like, when she's trying to kill the mountain lion. So bad, she gets knocked unconscious. Her brother not only kills the mountain lion, but carries her crippled ass back home.
Yeah, which is fine. Like, he has to carry
which is
her
great.
back.
But, I mean, that's how bad she messed up. And, like, he saved her life. Right there. He saves her life. And while the whole tribe is celebrating what a great hunter her own brother is, what she aspires to be, who she apparently looks up to, she pouts and walks away.
Yeah. So that.
But I don't think it's a pout and walk away. I think that's her being disappointed in herself.
Let me
help you guys out a bit. This
if
is
she had
not
been disappointed in herself, she should have congratulated her brother, and then when he said something along the lines of "it was your plan that worked," then she could have said, "But I couldn't do it. She did. The whole trial.
Let me put it this way: do you know how many human beings walked up to me and congratulated me at my job when I kicked ass? No, most of them walked away.
I did, and I'm your sister.
And we're bitter, and pissed off. Yeah, okay.
So the diabolical doctor here.
But it is a brother-sister movie, so of course, I have to think of us too while we're in this.
I mean, that's my point. It's not that
I would have carried you home and put you in your place, for sure. Yeah.
Look, it's not that I don't. That's the problem. They didn't have to give her a brother. Right?
That's true, but
they gave her a brother who is the only person in the tribe who believes in her and gives her a chance to be a hunter. And she doesn't. Okay, this is the problem with it. It's not that can't possibly happen in the really real world, that you get this sister who's like, I can't even love my brother enough to go and congratulate him.
Yeah.
Sure, that absolutely happens in the really real world. But I don't.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't make for a good hero. It doesn't make for a good hero.
Nope. And speaking, since we're talking to the familia thing, you know how many people in our family have told me, you're lucky.
Okay.
That is a maybe you're different. You and I have that kind of connection. But I've had a lot of people come up to me and go, dude, you got where you work for luck.
But this is a brother-sister relationship, and it's a very specific brother-sister relationship. I think
I've had some commentary from brother-sister that's not so friendly about my accomplishments.
Okay, so the diabolical doctor says, is there any build-up at all between her being weak-ass and being badass? No.
No, that was no. Challenge
for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Not.
No, she can't even kill a bunny rabbit, and then she kills 5 Frenchmen with no problem.
She kills a ton of bunny rabbits.
What?
She served the dog bunny rabbits. She killed 5 or 6 of them. Yes, she did.
The dog brought her. The dog brought her a dead rat. Or when she tries to hunt the rabbits, she fails.
It was a bad segue. She actually caught them. Those 5. He caught 1. He didn't catch all of them.
That at all.
It's a bad segue. It's a
really bad edit because it makes it look like she doesn't kill any of those bunnies. It does. That's what it looks like.
She didn't. From what I.
Yeah.
Did we both miss her actually managing to kill those rabbits? Because I didn't see it.
But see, the thing is that what her brother was trying to teach her wasn't, and it wasn't so much of a physical accomplishment, was more of the mental state of being the hunter.
Yeah.
And that's what she doesn't have for most of the movie and builds up to it. Because she feels very entitled at the beginning. She feels very much, well, I know all this stuff. I can do the same thing as all these other guys.
Yeah.
And yet when she's put onto that tree, she fails. And she fails because she's built herself up to think she can do it. But when faced with reality, she can't.
Well, and I remember when she stood on the tree branch, her brother's advice to her was, when the lion comes to you, you have to make your stand and say, you go no farther. And so as soon as she started backing away from him, I'm like, she's screwed.
Yeah.
She didn't take her brother's advice.
Yeah, Missy Jojo caught it. It's when she puts the leash onto the axe.
I just remember her hitting trees over and over with that bitch.
Well, and I remember her aiming at the rabbit and not hitting it.
Yeah.
And the rabbit gets away and runs away, and she chases it, and then the next thing I know, her dog brings her one. Like, well, I don't remember.
My main thing was, and I said this like 5 minutes into the movie, I think. I mean, I think it was legitimately like 5 minutes in, I'm like, this is a fucking Disney princess movie. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Like, it is a Disney princess movie, and I
good looking Disney princess.
I mean, except the difference is, generally speaking, you really feel very strongly for a Disney princess.
Yeah.
You really like her, and you really understand that, like, no one around her understands her, supports her.
Yeah.
Okay, my problems with the heroine are pretty...
You have problems with heroin?
I have a problem with heroin. I have a heroin problem. No, so my problem, we'll just call her our hero. So my problem with her is, like, really basic. And it's a problem I've seen a lot, both in fiction and literature in recent years and in film. And that it's that these coming-of-age stories require a very selfish hero. And I am always the first to say, they do. Like, it's a very Twilight kind of thing. Like, she is going to be with, she is. I'm going to be with him no matter who it hurts, no matter what happens, no matter who gives me advice, no matter what. And it's like, it's the same thing. Her mother asks her, and this was the key moment for me.
Yeah.
Towards the beginning of the film, her mother asks her, why, you're so good at so many things, why hunting? Why does it have to be that for you? And it's a simple, like, writing error, but it frames your character completely. Because you told me I can't. What?
I love that.
That's your motivating factor? It's not...
Yeah, I love that.
But
See,
it's not a
that's
stance
the difference.
it's not a stance of this is who I am, which is fine. That would have been good. This is who I am.
No.
That would have been great. And then also, hold on. Another great response would have been, and I think really kind of cool for the movie in general, would have been, I don't know. Something is, kind of taking the more mystical, like Billy. Something is compelling me. I know I am needed. I know it. I know I am needed in this way. And it takes it out of that kind of juvenile... my parents told me I can't do it, so I'm rebelling. Like, it's like, what?
No.
Rebelling?
No. So I took that line totally differently. So if you ever, since this is a brother sister conversation, welcome everybody to this. So ask, after this call and after I'm done defending this movie, because this is, if I'm really good at something, I'm bored with it. It is uninteresting to me. It is not fun.
See, but even that's a great answer.
Well, 1 second, though.
Sure, go ahead.
So, when somebody tells me you can't do that because your attributes don't match up with it, but I have a love for it, and she clearly does. I mean, she takes the time to train her dog, and even her brother points it out. You have trained him well. She trained him for a purpose. You see the teamwork activity when they go after the deer. Now, admittedly, because of the film, they're trying to show you that she's constantly falling, constantly failing. What also does that? A child does that. So she does have that selfish type of thing, but then realizes through her arc that it's something different. Her brother stays with her through the whole thing. Without her brother, she wouldn't have defeated the predator. Without the dog, without taking the time to train the dog, without honing her skills a little bit more, without interacting with other people and learning more about what's going on, she would never have overcome those things. So yes, at the beginning of the film, that's what she says, is because it's her drive to do that.
But the problem with that is that, like, her success, her arc, and all this comes at the expense of literally every fucking one around her dying because she gets them killed.
That's what I was exactly what I was going to lead into. So she makes this very kind of selfish statement. There's no other term for it because it's not even it. There's a difference between a self-aware statement and a selfish statement. You know what I mean? Like, so she's not saying it's what I love. It's you know what I mean? Because I saw Missy Jojo's statement that, like, a lot of people's parents are like, but you're so good at this, you're so good at that. Well, but your response to that is, but this is what I love to do.
And that wasn't her response. Her response was essentially like, if you tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna do it because you told me I can't. So, like, what's she gonna do? Like, you can't shove a whole phone up your butthole, and she's gonna go fuck it up. She's gonna make that her next goal. I mean, come on, man.
See, that's the thing. That's two different interpretations for it. I recognize your interpretation of it. Yeah. That's how I felt about that line, I would say, completely. That's just stupid. And I totally, that's like I don't want you to ride a motorcycle. Right. So I'm gonna go ride a motorcycle. Right. I didn't take it at that at all. Yeah.
Okay, I totally see why, how you took it.
Yeah.
The reason my stance on that remained even after seeing the rest of the movie was, I wasn't able to go back and reinterpret that line because the decisions she makes throughout the rest of the movie maintain that selfishness. So her tribesmen go out to hunt the lion, and the ones who survive come back. She wants to prove herself against this thing that she feels is out there, so she heads off into the forest by herself, and her tribesmen have to go after her. They all get sent out or whatever. They don't really explain. It's just their statement to her. We came to find you.
Oh, no. That's not what they say. That's not what they say. That's not what they say. They say, your brother sent us to get you.
Okay.
They didn't want to be there at all.
Sure. But, okay. Great. Thank you. Because you remembered it. But I knew that it was we're not out here for any other reason but you. Is the point. Yeah. Like, we're out here because you're out here. And then they all die.
Well, here's the thing, though. So,
I hate that trope in movies. I hate it when everybody dies because the main character made a bad decision. Like, I hate that. That's a trope.
Was the predator there before she dragged them there? Was he there?
Was he on the planet?
Was the predator on the planet?
He was, but he hadn't attacked the
in
tribe.
Their territory.
But he hadn't attacked the tribe. He hadn't
yet.
But that's better storytelling. Do you see what I'm saying?
He was already there.
To me, it's sloppy storytelling.
So it's either a bad character or is it sloppy storytelling or it's both?
Well, that's okay. You only get a bad character from sloppy storytelling. Like, she's a bad character because these guys told a sloppy story. If they wanted us to love her, to root for her, to whatever, maybe she tries to tell the tribe there's something out there, and they're like, no, there isn't. And then somebody gets snatched out of the village. You know what I mean? And suddenly, now she's got to fight this thing that is attacking
I love Juno's comments. I'm just sitting back enjoying it.
I see Juno, JP, Jonas.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are talking about how just utterly boring this movie was. Now I will say, like, all, the main character aside, which is what totally ruined the film for me, the Predator was really cool. The moments with the Predator were badass. My only complaint with it was, and like you brought this up last night, but I remember sitting there thinking, like, shit, man, this Predator's more advanced than fucking 1701 or whatever.
It's 1719, yeah.
Yeah, than fucking 1986 Predator or whatever it was,
And I just said, you can't really help that. Like, if a movie sequel is made 40 years after the original movie came out, like, there's going to be some...
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, Predator was really cool, of course.
Yeah, but... with all the gadgets that they had, too, the disappointment, because when we were sitting there watching it, and sorry, I'm trying to stay on Prey's side. Give me some props here. I'm doing my best. So there's throughout the movie, I'm watching it and noticing there's no laser gun, which I was really happy about, because if they had added that into the story, I would have been like, okay, wait a minute. A predator typically will not use a more advanced weapon than its prey. Like, it doesn't use the, if they have guns, like they have guns in the first movie, it has its laser gun.
Yeah.
If the fact that the Native Americans had bow and arrows, the French trappers, traders had the guns, and only I think when the French traders show up, then they uses like those discs that show up. That to me was a super disappointment. I was like, stop. You were doing so well the whole movie with making it be that he has his own kind of bow and arrow thing and everything else. And I thought it was a little bit too advanced. For some of those parts, but yeah.
Well, the fly attractor, he says his biggest takeaway is he doesn't want to give Hulu his money. But I can tell you, like, everybody, this is one of those movies that
free. Do it for free.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, free trial. Bro.
I did it for free too,
and then cancel. This is 100% one of those movies that you can figure it out within the first 10 minutes. You know what their message is, and it will be to the detriment of the film. And their message essentially comes down to all men are bad. Watch it.
Her brother's not bad.
Watch it with those lenses on, and you will find out, like, our main character is going to... All men are bad. Like, nobody believes in her. Her brother, she doesn't congratulate her brother.
Everybody was bad. Then.
Everybody was bad. Everybody was
brother was
bad.
Not bad.
Her brother was awesome. They did give him, a moment, a line or two or whatever, where they were like,
but
when she doesn't congratulate him and he goes after her, he does talk a little smack to her.
Well, I'm saying, like, he's bad. She resents him. She's jealous of her brother. He's holding her back along with the other male tribesmen. So, she can't even trust her own tribe because they're all men who are holding her down. Then we get to the French trappers, and this motherfucker couldn't even kill a bunny rabbit 5 minutes ago. The French trappers, like, she's supposed to be this great hunter and shit. The French trappers capture her.
Yeah. Well,
and her brother.
And her brother. Yeah.
And, of course, they're bad. So they're bad.
Well, they set up that they're bad too because of the whole, it's that scene from Dances with Wolves where they skin the buffalo but don't use the rest of it. Yeah.
But and I thought it's funny because it's like, I thought, like, what are they doing? Are they hoping that enough of the audience is so young they won't remember this exact same scene from Dances with Wolves?
Well, you know what the thing is though? That's just indicative of, like, how old we're getting. They don't remember it.
They don't remember. I'm like, this is Dance. They stole this from Dances with Wolves.
Well, you know what? That's the other thing is too. If we get into Avatar.
Yeah. Well, Avatar.
Why do you think
the whole movie is stolen from Dances with Wolves?
Yeah.
So.
That's my point. It's like nobody like.
And that was only 10 years later or whatever.
Yeah. Nobody cared. They're like, whatever. Blue people.
But yeah. But I mean that's your movie for anybody who's wondering. All men are bad. They're going to hold this girl down until she fucking gets everyone killed, no matter the cost. She's going to achieve her personal goals, no matter the cost, to the detriment of her own peoples.
Yeah.
I disagree.
And everybody's going to die except for her, and she's going to come out as the victor. This is someone who couldn't kill a bunny rabbit 5 minutes prior to being captured by the French trappers.
Apparently we were wrong, and they did kill the bunny rabbits.
Maybe she did. I didn't see it, so she didn't kill the bunny rabbits. So,
I'm getting some support from Missy JoJo, though. I felt like she overcame every obstacle. I agree.
Well, so
yeah.
so she gets out, man, after being trapped by these French trappers, and fucking slaughters them. Like she's fighting 5 dudes on one. This is somebody who couldn't kill a bunny rabbit 5 minutes ago, and now she's just a sudden badass.
Even you, James, have to say that scene stuck out like a sore thumb. Like...
Suddenly she's using a knife to do it when she's never used a knife the entire movie. And if she's so good with knives, then why isn't that part of her arsenal?
She channeled the dude from Last of the Mohicans when he killed.
She totally did.
When he killed Magua at the end, that guy was super badass. And when I was watching that scene, I was like, if you haven't seen Last of the Mohicans, check it out.
Well, even the person who wrote the soundtrack channeled some Last
Yeah,
of the
there was
Mohicans.
definitely.
Yeah,
and it was really funny, but it's like, I don't know, maybe that was part of my problem with the movie, just because it's like her character has gotten very tropey, this kind of like mule-ish.
We've beaten the character to death.
So I'm just saying, and then there were so many scenes that were so derivative of other films that it was like, oh,
yeah.
God.
I mean, it's a Disney princess movie with nothing new.
Well, let's do this for now. Let me help. I'm gonna try and lead you guys down a path with this. Okay, so you guys hated the character. I like the character. Like it said, it reminded me of Last of the Mohicans, the badass, stuff from that.
Yeah.
So let's get down to the actual like filming of itself, the set, the time period versus some of the other Predator movies, and it's especially too going back. I rewatched Predator, spectacular movie. In fact, I saw one article which I totally disagreed with that was saying that it's a toxic masculine movie. What you have in that movie is Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers,
Jesse Ventura,
Shane Black, who
Sonny Landham.
Yeah. So I mean, you have a bunch of badasses in this movie, but what happens is they're slowly broken down until they get to a point where they're invincible, they're broken down, and slowly killed off one by one, giving into fear, insanity, and then finally getting pushed to a corner of, I just want to survive.
Yeah.
I mean, that Arnold is determined to survive.
Yeah, thank you, Fly Tractor, baby.
Thanks, Fly Tractor.
10 bloody bucks. I love it.
Woo, woo, woo.
Throwing that in the bloody bank, baby.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, well.
So, hold on. I'm gonna take you to where I was watching Prey.
Okay, cool.
So I had to live through. I did not like Predator 2 for the simple reason that I love Danny Glover, but Mel Gibson needed to be with him. It needed to be friggin' lethal. It needed to be Lethal Weapon 2.5 or something.
God, that would have been hilarious. I would have loved that.
Yeah, that would have been badass.
I mean, Bill Paxton's in that movie. You knew he was thrown into it for Aliens. I mean, to me, I liked the movie a lot when I was growing up.
Yeah.
It misses to me that same buddy chemistry that, I mean, I love Danny Glover in Silverado. So I mean, it wasn't just I didn't feel like, I felt like at the time he was so tied to Mel Gibson, he was so tied to Lethal Weapon, and it felt like you just had the movie cut in half, like you only got half of what he could bring because he's not able to. He didn't have a buddy. He didn't pair that talent off.
Yeah.
And it was you basically took that character, made him be alone, and that sucked. I mean, to me, I enjoyed the movie at the time. I loved the Predators showing up at the end, and then you have Predators, the Aliens versus Predator movies, The Predator, and you just have these movies where they just keep trying to make the Predator just be something in the modern times and something different. I thought with Prey, because and I looked this up because of this movie, does Billy so Billy is part of the Sioux tribe, which is from the Great Lakes. Comanches were southern Great Plains. These two tribes didn't possibly meet. However, in the novelization for Predator, Billy mentions how these predators hunted their people. So there is some connectivity there. There's the pouch, trying to draw that together, and somehow that these end up getting connected. I like simply that we were in a completely different setting. They kind of did that in Predators when they were on a totally different planet.
Yeah.
And it kind of fit with the title. Predators was here's the thing about it is it's that all the characters in there, they're all predators. They're all killers. In this movie, it kind of spins it on its side. She is prey. She flat out is weak. She has not built herself up, and yet she has to. And like that comes up in the first Predator movie. when Arnold kicks the gun away from the girl who wants to help and shoot, he's like, no, that's why you're alive.
Yeah.
So in this movie, she has to use the fact that she has all these weaknesses against the Predator to win. Otherwise, she can't. And that's why I think the movie's called Prey, and you get the scenery, the backdrop, everything's different. It's a slower pace. I like that the director threw in little scenes of animals and predators attacking prey. I really wanted to think back on this and thinking, was there ever a shot of a prey outsmarting a predator? And I can't remember that in there, but I think that was a miss by them if they didn't do that. So
yeah, I don't think there is, but both the wolf, well, the bear for sure gets the better of him for at least a minute.
yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, that's
so that's what
let that grizzly just kill this guy.
Yeah, so I think the sequels for me really built me up to be like, I'm just gonna sit through another Predator movie that's gonna suck. Mm-hmm. And it's just and it takes the more recent Predator movies, whether they be the Aliens versus Predator or Predators, it feels like they just sucked so much of the life out of this character. And then this to me kind of revitalized that a little bit in that you're giving me something different. You know, I don't know who you're gonna get Predator to fight next. Pirates? No, I don't freaking know. Yeah. But it's just like it just gives us something different to see that we haven't seen before. Thanks, Patty. Yeah.
So Fly Tractor wants to know, though, how does Prey compare to the other Predator movies ranked? I have not seen The Predator. I kind of, refuse to do that because I feel like The Predator is one of those where it's like, he's an awesome-ass character that they have no idea what the fuck to do with. Kind of like the Terminator series after Part 2. Like, Part 1 and Part 2 are godlike movies, and then after that, they just could not fucking figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like Predator is like that, to a degree. Because I do not remember Predator 2. I've seen it, but it was when I was a kid. I liked Predators with Adrian Brody. I thought that was a good movie and a good concept. I thought they did that well. The Alien versus Predator movies I liked. I thought they were fun. You know, were they the best? No. But they were fun. So Prey is the bottom of the shit barrel for me, Fly Tractor, and from what I've seen.
Ooh, I like that. Let the Predator win.
Why haven't we really seen that? But
I mean, he technically does in AVP.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he does.
In AVP, the Predator wins. But, you know, it's interesting because I feel like everybody here would probably think that I totally hated Prey because of the way I've come down on the character. And I actually didn't totally hate Prey. I don't think I would put it on the bottom of my list. I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed Predators.
Really?
I did.
Damn,
if we're just looking at, pure
surprising.
enjoyment, one, you know, to get back into the stuff Necro was talking about, I loved the setting.
Yeah,
the setting was cool.
I thought it was an awesome idea to have him come down and fight some First Nation people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Was
it's just,
awesome.
It's really hard to sit through a movie with a character that you dislike. That's our main character, and it's really hard to sit through that shit.
But it's I loved watching the Predator fight all the different animals that he fought. That first moment when he kills the snake was hilarious. I loved it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And
see, and that's where I think that this director and this storyteller actually did it better than the Predator, the first one.
The first one.
Oh my God. Okay, James is experiencing technical difficulty, people. I'm sorry about that.
You guys told me to take the.
Oh my God.
Yeah, do it, man.
I was supposed to take the side. All right, so Predator, the original movie.
Yeah.
Directed by John McTiernan.
Woo woo. Sorry.
When he stalked his wife. I like stalking my wife too.
He stalked his wife? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, he ended up in jail over it too.
I just like these movies.
Oh yeah, well, because the year after he does Predator, he does Die Hard. Very he loved his hands on the camera. Great fun movie. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
What's disjointed about the film itself, as I rewatch it, is you actually have 3 movies. You have the first act of where it's a straight up action film, and what's awesome about 1987 Predator, this movie, is they take what you think is the traditional action movie and they break it down into, oh, I'm just watching another action movie, but then all of a sudden Predator shows up.
It's a lot like From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what I'm talking about for me, looking at this is like looking at character arcs and looking at story, is there's so many personalities in Predator. Some of the transitions and arcs that the characters individually have don't get fully fleshed out in the story. Carl Weathers turn around, he just suddenly, in my mind, all of a sudden decides, well, I'm going to go after him too. And it's like, and the throwaway line is, oh, well, I guess you're rubbing off on me, Dutch. It's just like, okay. But so the movie is very disjointed in that. I mean, they give a whole half hour to Arnold alone. Like I will tell you, producer wise, he asked for that. He demanded that. He said, "This is my movie. I want 30 minutes with the Predator alone, and I'm going to win," which is spectacular. But it's a totally different film.
Yeah. And
you have the 30 minutes where it's a buddy film, and in fact, there's some great lines in there that totally you're talking about, if this movie ever linked up with toxic masculinity, shouldn't be at all. These guys are not just macho guys. They give a shit about each other. They care about each other. And in fact, that's one of the lines, like the guy tells Dutch after Jesse, he was my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just like, but for me, in comparing Prey to Predator, is you have a 3-part, not fully fleshed out, like, connectivity story. Is Dutch doesn't have an arc.
Mm-hmm.
He's Dutch the whole way through the movie. He doesn't suddenly change. There's no story arc there. He's a badass throughout the whole movie. Yes, he has doubts. Yes, he loses his buddies, but he's the same guy he was at the beginning of the movie. There's no change there. In fact, the biggest change you see on him is in the get to the chopper. Is at the end when he's just like exhausted.
Yeah.
And miserable. So I would say, hey, Alex, I thought I had my thing on. Oh, my do not disturb. I was like, some people can get through that. So that's where I would say, story arc wise, I think Prey actually does have, if you go back and rewatch it, actually has a character arc with steps and falls, and then gradual up. Now, there's extreme ups, like you said, that knife fight, but Predator, the original movie, it doesn't have that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that at all. It's Arnold's movie, which is great. I love Predator, so I'm trying to help out Prey.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. And this is the thing. It's like, I want to like Prey more than I did. And, I know, James, you and I have done this a million times. Steven and I do it too. It's like I immediately came up with like 5 different storytelling solutions that would have made it a better movie.
Oh, for sure.
And that would have made her a more enjoyable character for me. And it's, some of it is simple stuff. Like it's like, and we did read that if you watch the film in Comanche, some of the things the characters say don't come across so modern 20th century or 21st century teenage angsty.
See, that would have been cool.
And so it's like, okay, like that maybe would help me.
They should have done that. They should have totally Dances with Wolves it and done it in the native language.
You can watch it in Comanche and read the subtitles and just kind of like,
But are they speaking Comanche?
I don't know.
No, it read, the way we read it is that it's dubbed in Comanche, and then you're reading like basically a better translation. So, and that we've had that happen. James, I don't know if you remember, we watched Brotherhood of the Wolf when it came out 20 years ago or more at this point. And if you watch it in French and read the translation is 10 times better than the translation they give you to listen to.
For sure.
And it's like, well, then I'd rather have that, because like a lot of my problem with her and her character are kind of these angsty statements she makes that to me can't possibly ring true for someone living in the situation she's living in 1719. You know what I mean? Like, they're very
Lawrence,
kind of like
Lawrence
emo.
Talbot did ask, why did the lead chick in Prey sound like a California Valley girl? Could have at least had a native accent or something. I mean, yeah. I think
that's one of the things. So that's one of the things that they did get credit for, was having a Native American cast instead of having like Gerard Butler or something like that.
And that's excellent. Like, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot about the movie that I really liked, and that I would love to have liked it more.
Yeah, it's cool, but they want to go with that message, and the message to the detriment of its own movie, and this is what happens. We get Prey. You know, it's like, that's what femininity has to. If you want to be feminine, you have to be a guy. If you want to be feminine, you have to strive to be fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger from the original Predator, and that's.
Or you mean
stupid.
if you want to be equal, or if you want to be
that's what their whole point is. Like, it's like, why does being a feminine woman have to be a man?
But I think that further supports Anna's line from earlier. She needed a line. She needed to say, "I love to hunt. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. I feel like I am a hunter.
This is who I am."
Yeah.
Right? Even that statement of "this is who I am" would have been so much more compelling. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that is compelling. Instead, it was like this kind of like, and I get it. Like, for those of you who aren't super familiar with me, I am a much like. I really like the more traditional stories. I like the traditional hero tales. Like, I have I bum Steven out sometimes because I don't like the movies where there's no one to root for, and I don't, it's like, the Fellowship of the Ring, the first movie of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, is my favorite film.
It's really good.
Right? And it's like, Frodo is a really, really great and compelling hero. And Boromir is this character who he does the same kind of thing. He's very, he wants to be a hero. He is very heroic, but he also has this little selfish need. Like, he wants to protect his people above maybe the rest of the world, and what their goal is together as a group. And it bites him in the butt, and he learns from that in a very tragic, heartbreaking moment that makes me cry every time I watch it. Doesn't matter. But it's like, that kind of hero journey, that kind of like the ultimate, the self-sacrifice, the selflessness, like, I'm into that in a hero.
So
when the hero comes across as very selfish right from the get-go, I'm just immediately turned off.
Yeah, see, I think I latched on to an early concept in the movie of where she points out that there's something out there worse than a lion that's gonna come for them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I latched onto that as being, she is seeing something that they don't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of the times, and people will tell you, you don't get listened to all the time. If you're saying something that the rest of the group says, and you're put down. See, I looked at it totally different. I did not look at it as that she drew the predator to them. The predator was on their doorstep. One of their hunters who was going out to kill the lion got killed
by the lion.
And but the predator was there. And killed the lion. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because the Indian guy was, or a Native American was the prey. That's why he didn't get killed.
Yeah.
The predator was already on their doorstep. Yeah. And she felt like, we need to go after this guy, and nobody would believe her.
Well, and I think if her parting statement to her brother before she left the village was only about that, that would have, again, it's like those little moments that just kind of give your character their drive, right? That state it out loud. This is what's driving me. This is what's compelling me. And instead, her conversation with her brother before she leaves the village is all about the fact that she is going to be a hunter come hell or high water. Gotta go by. If her statement to him had been like, I'm, like, way to go with the lion, but I know there's something worse out there. We need to get back out there. And so there's an argument. Say that. And so there's an argument of like, there's nothing out there. And she's like, I know. She said that. But that's not how she leaves him.
She said that though.
It gets totally it gets trust. Like, I wanted to love her. And it gets totally buried beneath her personal drive. It's not her drive to protect her people, her personal drive to prove a point. It gets the whole idea that there's something out there that she feels compelled to go save them from is totally buried under that.
And I will tell you, as a parent of a 13-year-old, because of what he can say, I totally miss a lot of the good stuff he's saying. I get very focused on the negative part. So that's why I said, I think we both presented very well, like her negatives and her positives, and I'm not totally disagreeing with it. I mean, to me, I'm taking that other side of the coin here and what I saw and trying to remember the lines as best as I could with it to try and say, I don't think that it was totally dismissed. I mean, one of the things when we started talking about the movie for the audience there is like, she's not Anakin Skywalker from Episode 1. That is not what's went on in this movie at all. Anakin Skywalker in Episode 1 is some little stupid kid. He ends up in a friggin' flying saucer at the end of the movie and blows up the space station with no training whatsoever. Totally stupid. Yeah. So when I start hearing descriptions of this protagonist as being, I mean, those are the same character traits that we would have used for him. Totally different character to me.
Yeah.
She's
like way closer to like comparing her to like Katniss Everdeen.
Juno, you take care of yourself, man. Have a good night, dude.
Thanks, Juno.
But yeah, so back to a comment Flytracker.
Dude, so many people are gonna hate me after this one for taking Prey's side. I thought I was gonna get Predator's side.
Well, the vote is with you. They say, did you like Prey? 71% of voters said that they did, but
really.
Yeah, to get back to Flytractor's comment, he said that, the original Predator didn't have, character arcs and all this highs, ups and downs and shit like that because it didn't need it. Totally agreed, brother. The original Predator is such a badass movie. It didn't need anything, man. You had the biggest, buffest dudes, the most badass dudes of that time.
Yeah, it was awesome. Apollo Creed.
Yeah, it's just like, when you're out with your boys and it's like, oh my God, we're untouchable tonight. Like, there is nothing that could mess with us. And I mean, imagine if your boys are Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jesse Ventura, Carl Weathers, Sonny Landham. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
well, it's like picture
and then
SEAL
you get to
team,
watch
maybe.
them, and yeah, it's like a SEAL team, and then you watch them all get picked off by one thing that seems to be hunting these elite mofos. It's like, oh my God, what a badass movie. And then, to comment on the toxic masculinity thing, I really won't. Like, I haven't even seen that, where I guess it was an article.
Saying that about Predator, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it was an article or some shit. I won't even read that bullshit because it's like, get the fuck out of here with that, man. We're allowed to have movies. Everybody's allowed to have fucking movies.
Well,
like,
but
just because you
James,
doesn't.
It's like James said, though. It doesn't line up with the film anyways. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, it doesn't at all. But I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Predator, it's very clear what Predator is. I'm going to watch that movie. Yeah. You might choose not to. It's just like you get fucking Magic Mike. I know what Magic Mike is. I'm not going to watch it. You're not either, but I know what the fuck Magic Mike is.
I'm a geek. I watch Fellowship of the Ring.
You know what I'm saying? So they can take that bullshit and shove it, but the original Predator is an absolute classic, man. It totally plays like the From Dusk Till Dawn totally plays the Predator card, because I remember the first time I watched From Dusk Till Dawn, I was like, oh my God, it's just an action movie, cool. It's a good action movie, and then all of a sudden there's vampires? What?
Yeah, it's awesome.
So badass, man. So totally agree with you, Fly Tractor. Predator, it's classic, man. Didn't need any, bullshit, message. We didn't need a message.
I like Fly Tractor's question here. Would people of that period of time been skeptical that there was a spirit monster out there?
No, they would not.
I think, they have Tales of the Wendigo and different types of creatures that are out in the dark.
I mean, some people might have. Like, it's that's how humans are. Like, but some people wouldn't have. Because that's how humans are.
the older ones would have been skeptical. They would have been,
So, like, that would have been interesting to see, is, like, the argument of whether or not there's, but it wasn't. It was just, we're just going to make fun of her.
So, to me, Prey could have been way better if it had just followed her brother. If he could have been the hero. Because he was a humble dude. He was a humble, likable dude.
Well, and he does sacrifice himself.
And he does sacrifice himself, but she was a total brat. There's no other word for it. She was a brat. We had to follow her.
They had no arc. When you're telling a story, see, what Anna was saying was she likes a story with a classical story. Her brother had to die because he's a role model. He's basically Gandalf. He's Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's the pinnacle. He's what she wants to be.
Yeah.
And what sucks is they tried it. With movies that are modern, they slam it down into an hour and 30 minutes, and they don't give you that extra 10 minutes of doing some of the things you're talking, having an argument at the tribe, having some more, dialogue in there where she feels like she made a mistake, and some more expose.
That was my problem with it. With how the movie ended, the client, like her brother there was a pacing issue. Her brother sacrifices himself, and nothing happens. Like the scene ends.
She runs away. Like while the predator is totally vulnerable.
Right. And it was a weird pacing moment for me. But anyways, like.
Yeah, I agree. It's odd. He drops that line on her again too.
Yeah. And then, and so you're like really expecting like the final fight is happening right now, and it doesn't. And it was weird. But then, but also, because I think you're right. I think it's a time limited. It's what we give time to in movies now and what we don't. And what they didn't give any space or time to is her admitting she had screwed up. Like, which is really all it takes sometimes to totally redeem a character, is just admitting, like, I screwed up. I have learned my freaking lesson.
But that's not the type of character she was.
But they didn't give her that.
No, she didn't want. That's the type of character she was. Didn't want that shit.
But see, here's the mission. But here's the thing, though. That's the problem with having an arc and not allowing enough time to fully explore that arc. In Predator, you didn't need that. It was a straight up action movie with an alien who shows up and disrupts everything. No arc for any of the characters. There's nothing for them to learn, nothing for them to, do, except fight and survive. Yep. This one, they were trying to have an arc, which they tick boxes of the arc.
Right.
But, it's like, maybe what she could have done at the end, instead of returning all triumphantly, was return with tears in her eyes.
Yes.
And just saying that, but
apologizing to her mother for getting her brother killed.
Well, let me. Okay, so here.
But see, that's the thing. I just disagree. We've already talked about this at length, but I totally disagree with the fact that she got those tribesmen killed.
Well,
totally
I'll tell you what. They should let me direct an alternate ending for it.
Yeah.
And like she shows up at the end with tears in her eyes and a phone up her butt, and then it rings and cuts to black. And then that's it. She said she could do it. She knew she could do it. No one else thought she could. They were doubters.
Yeah,
she got the whole phone up her butt.
I just, like, personally, as like a woman watching, so many of these movies that they're, putting female leads in now, I still want to like the character, just like any other movie. You know what I mean? And you know, it's like, I always use Wonder Woman as a great example. I love her. I love that movie, and I love her. She's amazing. Like, and oddly enough, like, Wonder Woman is a coming of age story. Even though she's adult, she looks like an adult female. She has never been out in the real world. She is totally naive to the fact that humans will kill each other for no reason, right? Like, that's the whole, like, plot of the movie. Like, that's her character arc, is she doesn't understand that kind of, you know, evil or menace or whatever can just exist amongst people. You know what I mean? And it's like,
oh, yay.
Her journey is awesome.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman versus Predator. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I would watch that movie. I would watch that movie.
I think they did a Batman versus Predator one time too.
Oh, how funny. But you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't... or at least balance your character out. If she's gonna be this kind of, like, angsty, aggressive kind of thing, give me something. Give me something.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at JP.
No, I gotcha. Yeah. Like, it's you know, it's one of the reasons I brought up Katniss Everdeen, because she's like a really unlikable character in and of herself, like, as a person. Yeah. But she's only in the situation she's in the movie because she's sacrificing herself for her little sister. So they give you something to like about her.
Yeah.
From the get-go. Even if you don't like her you wouldn't be friends with her. Like, you know, like, but she's kind of annoying. Yeah, but at least she's the kind of person who steps up and saves her little sister's life. You know what I mean? Like, at a minimum. It's like, give us that for this character. Give us something that makes her, like, she's not just angsty and moody and, you know. but she's going to sacrifice herself for something greater.
But isn't that how all girls are?
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, see, I mean, and that's why, but that's what I'm saying, is this type of character has become very tropey. Someone has decided this is what young women are like, and it's like, no! Makes me mad!
See, you guys, we should reshoot this, but I get to do the Predator one. The Predator
side. Take the side of Predator?
Yes!
Yeah.
That shit would be impossible.
I do the other side, and you guys can do Prey, and it was just like, oh man, I had so many things to lay into you guys, and just like, oh, so what we've got here is, you know, angsty girl again. Yeah, failure to communicate. Yeah.
Hey man,
yeah.
Fuck it.
I hope I thoroughly pissed off the entire community by, you know, fully endorsing this movie. Did I piss off everybody?
We probably did, because they all voted that yes, they liked the movie, 70%. Yeah. So
no.
Yeah,
they just voted for me and the Top Gun shirt. That's what they voted for.
They totally did. I think you're probably right.
Ooh, I like that, JP.
That's true, JP.
Absolutely.
That is true. I don't know. I guess we'll just. I don't know.
I have one last curveball for you guys on this one.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So we had Predator, we had the sequels, where we thought that this series was totally dead. You know, just dragged into the mud.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that this movie made sure that there's going to be a sequel. That's how good, and I think that's why Prey will end up being able to stand up as one of the better sequels, is because in regurgitating everything else that they did in the other Predator movies, this one gave people a different scenery with where are they going to do this next? Are they going to do, you know, a continuation of this story, which I almost hope they don't, and in trying to explore different cultures and the Predator there, and I don't know. Maybe they go to Samoa and, you know, The Rock's like, I want to take on the Predator now. You know, who knows? Or what your favorite guy, Roman Reigns, you know, the guy who plays Aquaman?
Yeah.
Roman Reigns.
As he'd say.
No, I mean, I had the same thought. I was like, I would love, because in AVP they do make it look like the Predator has been here over and over and over again, fighting warriors from ancient cultures. I'm in.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Like, let's see him take on some Mayans next, or, you know,
Yeah,
or the
that's
Aztecs,
what.
or some Spartans. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what drove my excitement for this movie. Is as I was watching this, I was like, all right, so we're gonna get some storytelling, we're gonna get some good settings in here, and you know what? We're gonna get new life into the series, because to be honest with you, after the second Predator movie, I thought the series was dead. You know, I think it was dead until Aliens versus Predator. I don't think there was a Predator 3. They just had wrung the whole series out. They didn't know what to do with it. And then they come up with this, and it's like, I don't know. We'll see.
I'd take it. I love it because I like the character. I like the Predator.
Yeah.
I like the noises he makes. I like all the stuff he does. Like, I think he's badass. Like, I would watch that just for the funds, just for the funsies.
Well, yeah, I mean, Hulu needs the money, so, and they kind of struck gold with this, so I guarantee you Hulu will fucking...
You watch, they'll turn it into like an Assassin's Creed thing. They'll do a
12-part series.
Well, like all the, the assassin, well, not all of them, but a lot of the newer ones, they're all in different settings. Ancient Egypt, Greece, the Vikings. It's just they have so many different places they can go to keep it fresh.
I want to see the Predator fight Vikings. Thank you.
Yeah.
In the snow.
Yeah.
I want to see what the Predator does when he's got to fight in the snow.
Yeah, somebody else already said that, was with Van Damme, who was originally cast to be the Predator, but he got fired.
Yeah.
Because
how did he get fired? What happened?
Oh my god, and the Predator looks so shitty too, like the original design.
He couldn't hydrate. He was dehydrated.
Interesting.
Yep. That's I looked it up today. I was like really curious. I'm like, why didn't he end up doing that? And that was why. But to be honest, like I also read some other cool things too. Like you have Billy on there that who was playing a Sioux Indian, and he supposedly, they had to hire bodyguards to keep him under control, like so he wouldn't hurt other people. It wasn't to protect everybody. It was like, yeah. I mean, it's just like, dude, man, you hang out with all these dudes, man. They were probably partying hard. I like it.
Oh, man, no doubt.
Sometimes you don't want to know what's going on behind the scenes of movies you loved from 40 years ago. You know what I mean? You're like, don't tell me. Like, I'm now sad. Like, John Tiernan apparently is like a horrible person. Because he did the 13th Warrior too, didn't he?
Yeah, but he was kicked out of that movie. Yep. Yeah. So he was directing it as like a horror movie, I believe. And I don't know the full story behind it, but John McTiernan, not John Crichton? Oh, not John Crichton.
Michael Crichton.
Michael Crichton, the guy who wrote Eaters of the Dead.
Yeah.
They removed him, and he had to take over redoing the movie. Yeah, he really lost. He really lost something in there. So, like, one of the things too, it's like you notice that with some writers and directors, like was it Shane Black in who was one of the characters in the movie? He actually wrote like Lethal Weapon, and what was that one movie you guys like too? Monster Squad. And he did a few other movies, but then he did The Last Predator, The Predator, and I had such hope for that movie. I was like, oh, cool, it's Lethal Weapon guy. He's gonna bring that back, and I just didn't connect with me. I didn't popcorn up that movie enough. I don't know.
Who knows?
So
I didn't see it. That's the only one I haven't seen. So
it's like they have a little predator fight a big predator, like one that.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you. So okay, maybe that's why you guys didn't get behind Prey. Watch The Predator. You watch Predators, which was decent and ends pretty dark. I mean, I saw
Predators.
Yeah, I mean, of where the Predators win. I mean, like the humans don't really get to. I mean, they survive on the planet, but other predators are going to take them out.
Yeah.
They're not escaping.
Yeah.
God, so have we bored everyone to death yet?
Yeah.
Where is everyone in the chat, man? It died. Everybody's like, fuck this. They talked 3 hours about Prey.
We did.
They're going to go protest Prey
I
now.
don't blame them, man. Oh my god, yes. Predator 2018 was awful. The CGI Predator dog. Seriously, what the hell was that?
Yeah. You know what would be funny is if they actually were originally going to shoot this as a musical. I could have totally seen that.
Yeah, you should have.
Like,
Night, Missy. Love you too, man.
Night, Missy.
Hey, Jonas. By the way, Jonas, should we make the big announcements in this stream or what, dude? Should we tell people what you just purchased? A fly tractor. He thinks your headphones are on too tight, bro. Oh man. Oh god. Briggs, are you still in here? What the hell happened to him? That man is mysterious.
He is mysterious.
Yeah, he's like the Batman. He just comes in out of the shadows and leaves.
That's right. We were supposed to have Necro off of here by 8:30, weren't we?
We were.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, I've been listening while I work. Briggs, man, I have a quick question for you, dude. I was telling Anna when I went through like my anthology phase, and I told her that there were 2 movies I watched back to back, and they happen to have the same fucking segment in them. And one is way better than the other. And I think it was the one with the boy, and I think one of them may have been Trilogy of Terror 2. Can you remember which anthologies they were and which segment I liked the best? And Dead of Night. I thought it was Dead of Night. I was pretty damn sure. Yeah, do you remember which one I liked better out of those 2, man? I remember telling you about it. JP, what did I get from Spirit Halloween? Well, there goes Anna. Yep, that's one thing, man. The other was the Oogie Boogie. I definitely...
the Oogie Boogie plush toy.
Yeah, the Oogie Boogie plush toy. I had to have him. And that was it. I guess we're just going to have to go back. Because, dude, as soon as we were done with that live stream, which we were having major technical difficulties with that one, too. As soon as we were done with it, the store was closing. It was like we hit end stream and we look around and suddenly the music had stopped playing.
The animatronics got turned off. We were like the last people in the store. We were like, oops.
Yeah. Yeah, Briggs, I was telling her about that and I was like, we're going to have to watch that just so you can see like how 2 different teams can make a different... Yeah, everything! What? Yeah, baby! Coming in there with that good. Oh man, what
nice
a stud!
Job, man. Thanks.
Thank you, Everything Horror Collector. Yay!
Yeah, what a stud! Last stream.
That guy's the best. That's awesome.
Yeah, he is. The last stream we had was the most. Well, not counting the Spirit. I mean, the last one me and you did with the would you rather's.
The would you rather, yeah.
We received the most donations of all time
on any live stream.
On any live stream, yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, he is. Hell yeah, he is, Briggs. But yeah, the big announcement with Jonas is he's coming to see us.
He is.
It's official.
Awesome.
Horror fam coming in
Hell
hot.
Yeah, Jonas is he's got his tickets. He's coming to see us, baby.
Is he gonna be surprised when he finds out that you killed everybody during this flood and it's a ghost town?
Yeah, no, he's going to get here and it's going to be like House of Wax.
Yeah. These are my neighbors.
Yeah. It's like some Macaulay Culkin shit. There's just blow-up dolls behind the windows.
Look, Briggs has pulled some Gooble Gobble on him.
Yeah, one of us.
Yeah.
One of us. Yeah.
Gobble.
Oh, man. Hell yeah. EHC, man. Coming in with the big bucks. Oh, man. Yeah.
I know, I didn't even take my shirt off, too.
I know, dude. I tried to talk you into it when we started.
Yeah, are we gonna do what Magic Mike versus what's another movie you'd like? Guys with shirts off. Come on, Anna.
Not
Which
Magic
one?
Mike.
Oh, come on.
Oh God, no. We have Patty, who was in here earlier. I don't know if she's still here. Her and I tried to watch it and we turned it off.
Yeah, Top
Because
Gun, man.
not enough. There aren't enough shirtless men in the world to make me put up with a really, really terrible story.
Yeah.
And it was a terrible. It was
Oh my god.
an actively terrible movie.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
You know what I'm gonna watch this weekend?
What?
I'm gonna watch Prey.
There you go.
Oh my
Just
God.
watch Prey again, dude. You know what I'm gonna watch? Last of the Mohicans, because it's a better movie.
Is it? You remember when Batman versus Superman came out? Silent Bob was watching the movie, and his wife he was like on his 20th watching, and she's
Oh
like,
my
"Why are you watching this movie?" And he's like, "I'm gonna watch it until I like it."
Yeah, that sounds like Kevin Smith. Like, totally.
Yeah, Kevin, totally.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man, the taking my shirt off thing, yeah, I'd have to suck in so hard. Yeah. You know, that's what we'll have to do is we'll have to film a volleyball game with me and Steven, and you guys would be like, nah, shirt's on,
Yeah,
man.
fuck that, man. Yeah, get that out of here, guys.
Yeah.
That'd be badass, though.
We'd have to, you know, what we do is we get Greasy in on here. You get that, mid-20 guy.
Oh, Greasy. I called Greasy out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I called him out last time I talked to him. I was like, man, Jonas has tickets out here. You know, all this shit's going on, man, and you still haven't come out to see me yet. So, Greasy, I banned him. Greasy is totally banned from the channel now.
Cool Greasy has been banned.
Greasy's banned. He's a channel member that's been banned.
It's because he hasn't come to hang out with us
Yeah.
yet.
Yep, he abused my trust. He played with my heart. Like the fucking Backstreet Boys. He's out of here.
Playing games with
Yeah, there you go, Doc. Doctor's got me.
Yeah.
Nah, Greasy's not banned. He'll just get a strong shunning if he comes in.
Shun the non-believer.
Yeah. Nah, dude, we haven't seen Lost City.
I
Yeah, I
do
saw
like
it.
Sandra Bullock, though. How was it, huh?
I don't know. I think you'd hate it. Okay.
Why? Oh,
I took Missy JoJo out to see it, so I was entertained. I expected zero out of it. I mean, I think I don't know, Anna, what's his name?
I don't
What's
know
that
who else
guy's
is in it. I just read that and was like, I like Sandra Bullock.
It's the guy from Magic Mike. Yeah,
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
Danny Tatum.
See,
He
she
needs
knows him
to.
by name, dude.
Yeah, see,
You
that's
know
I
what's
was
funny
waiting.
is I know him from Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a
Yeah.
nerd.
Fly tractor, fuck yeah!
Yeah!
Fly
Predator
tractor.
versus Halloween Kill. Dude, I don't think anybody beats Halloween Kills Michael Myers. That
Yeah,
guy's
no
got like
shit.
teleporter powers and all that shit, man.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Fucking Tommy Doyle could have used a predator as a bat, and it still wouldn't have killed Michael Myers. Like,
Nope. He could have had that cool claw thing the Predator has.
yeah,
Dude, man, I wrote a short story a long time ago about like stuff like that, like where Predator fights against Michael Myers and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just because you want to see it, you know, but
I mean, you want to see it?
but it's never gonna happen. It sucks.
No.
It's just like, come on.
Come on, guys.
Well, I mean, it's like when they were trying to do all the shit with like when you had Freddy versus Jason, so people wanted Freddy versus Jason versus Ash,
Yeah.
Freddy versus Jason versus Pinhead, like tons of shit, man.
Yeah.
I always wanted to see Pinhead versus the Tall Man personally, but I always thought that'd be a good one. Boy.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be great. Love that movie.
Oh man. Well, yes, we can fly a tractor. Disney does own the Predator now, so
Ooh, we could have. You know what? That's what they need to get into is more of their what if movies. What if the Predator went after the MCU?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that'd be
Scarlet Witch would win.
Yeah, she'd win against everybody.
Hell yeah, he did, JP. The tall man was a total legend. There you go, Briggs. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Thanks, Briggs. See, that's the whole problem. It's the whole money thing.
It would just be terrible CGI.
Yes, Angus Scrim. One I wish I'd have gotten an autograph from. Ah, God rest his soul. Predator versus Judge Dredd was my fave comic crossover. Better than Predator versus Bats.
I got to check that out. I did read one of the Batman versus Predator. Predator versus Judge Dredd would be awesome.
Hell yeah.
That would be fun.
He is.
I'll take a Carl Urban second Dredd movie. Why don't I have that?
Yeah, I didn't understand after you showed me that movie at your house. I didn't understand why it hadn't done well. I was like, wait, that was a good action movie. Like, why did people like this?
I think it did do well. I think it did well enough to get a sequel. I just don't think it got a sequel. The other issue was too, I think it came out the same time as The Raid. So they were like, but they were both making it at the same time. It's that whole
really similar.
Yeah, it's that human consciousness thing of like the whole planet. Like that's why you get so many like self-destruction of the planet movies at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
There's an asteroid.
Deeper impact.
Everything.
So
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was still waiting for that sequel, Deeper Impact. You're gonna watch it on some exclusive adult channels.
Hell yeah. Oh my God, we watched Embrace of the Vampire.
Oh, it did. Fly Attractor said it did bomb hard. Dread did bomb hard. That's too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is too bad because I thought it was cool. I liked it.
Everything Horror Collector wants to know, so where do y'all think Halloween Ends will rate among the 2018 Kills and Ends trilogy?
Where do we think it will, or where do we hope it will?
Those
are two different things.
It's gonna be horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would, I hope they learned their lessons from Kills and were like, they probably released Kills, got some feedback, and was like, holy shit, and retconned a script really quick. Like,
Aww.
I don't know.
That's sweet. Like, I don't think they did that for us at all.
No, I mean, I guarantee you there had to be things like, holy shit, guys, we cannot shoot another mob scene. Like, we can't. I mean, maybe not, but...
Yeah. Your best friend, Jason Blum, had a line that totally scared me.
Okay,
he said, we will not be doing another Halloween movie. This will be the last one for us. And to me, that statement right there was basically like, we're going to do whatever the hell we want with this movie, and we don't care about what you guys think about it at all. That's how I felt. I totally felt like, dude, yeah. I felt like, okay, so you don't care that we want a good movie. You're going to tell the story. Like, I think that retcon idea probably was discussed, and then he addressed it. Was like, nope, we're doing this. We're doing the script as I want it.
Jason Blum is like the fucking Mark Zuckerberg of executive producers.
Yeah,
like he just has no soul at all.
No.
Yeah, it's too bad.
So yeah, man. I don't know, like, it's going to take a lot for them to do worse than Kills, though. You know, I would imagine, like, my prediction is they're going to kill... He's picking her nose. I imagine that they are going to kill Laurie Strode, which I predicted is what would have happened in Kills. So that way they could amp up Ends. Mm-hmm. You know, like, oh my god, they killed Laurie Strode in the second. What the fuck could the third... Would have been
They know people only
want
to watch it for Laurie Strode.
Yeah, so, but they're going to kill her, and then for the emotional impact, and then we're going to get Andy Matichik taking the reins of being the new Laurie Strode.
Yeah. Well, because now her mother is dead, her grandmother will be dead, and Fly Attractor.
Yeah, damn son.
Dude, nice.
What is happening? Thank you.
He's going to keep it up until I have to get a cell phone up my butt.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Really?
Hey.
That's That's what he's
Steven.
here for.
Hey, Steven and Anna,
Yeah.
you guys cannot put cell phones up your butts.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I haven't said it at all. It's him.
Yeah.
No, but this is where you have to say, but I really want to put a cell phone on my butt.
I'll do it because you told me not to. Yeah. That's where, it's all come full circle. Halloween 2 ranking. Okay, the original Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and Halloween Kills.
OG.
Holy shit. Okay, but he wants them ranked. So the OG Halloween 2 is my favorite of the franchise. So that's easy for me, but Jesus Christ.
Ranking Kills versus Rob Zombie's sequel. God, you made me. I want to plead the fifth.
Can I just put the cell phone up my butt? Jeez.
I was gonna say, like, I think in that version I had to take Rob Zombie's side. I mean, it's just like, you guys keep putting me on like the like super defensive. Like, I was like going into like how dreamlike it is, and it's so much like a music video, and it's so spiritual and.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah,
I would say I'm going to, since you're thinking about it, I would take Rob Zombies over Kills for originality's sake alone.
I was thinking of going with it for cinematography.
There's always a reason.
So we all agree on that. Holy shit! We all go OG, Rob Zombie, and then Kills.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, OG has The Last Starfighter in it, so you know, it gets a leg up.
It's true.
I feel like we have grown since the stream.
James, I feel like we're the only people who know that movie. Because when Steven and I rewatched it a couple of months ago, I was like, oh, it's the dude from The Last Starfighter. He was like, what?
I feel like an hour from now, we're going to transition into Top Gun original versus Top Gun Maverick.
They're so good. Who cares?
We'll just keep posting pictures of shirtless dudes.
Oh my god, JP.
Just have like a GIF running of the volleyball sequence. Yeah.
I think me and JP need to start a podcast on that. We'll just have stories about that.
JP, that's exactly the type of thing no one wants to Google.
You guys could make a horror movie and call it Butt Dialed, and it's the killer cell phone that like goes up people's butts.
Yeah. Oh my god, JP, let's do it. Let's run it. It's me and you, baby.
Yep, Butt Dialed.
Oh god, that's gonna be the next co-host of Talk Horror Live, JP. Absolutely.
Yep. You gotta do it.
Like, me and JP will just have that docu-series where it's just people who got shit stuck inside of them, and they have that blurry face with, like, the monster voice. Like, it was 1986, and...
That's when I got the cell phone stuck up.
That's when the Farrah Fawcett hairspray came out originally, and,
I know you could totally do it like that turkey one and have the cell phone wear somebody's face and they think it's
because they FaceTime somebody.
Put it on. Oh, look, it's your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yep. There we go.
Hey, I feel you. Horror Collector says he can't do the white horse. I feel you, man. I'll never forget when I was in theaters and that son of a bitch trotted out in front of me like...
What the hell is this?
I was fucking baffled.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't... I mean... when you showed it to me, I couldn't believe what I was watching.
Yeah, it's an experience.
It's happening.
Yeah, it's an experience, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my god, man. Well,
all right, well, good night, everybody.
I think I'm just gonna chill on here for a while. Y'all go ahead.
Let's go watch Prey again.
Yeah.
In slow-mo.
I want to see her kill those rabbits now. How did we miss that?
Yeah, I swear, James, if I have to fast forward through that movie and she doesn't actually kill the fucking rabbits, and this was just some ruse to get me to watch it again.
Well, she even has a silly comment to the dog when after she's done cooking it, like she feeds it and then says something like, "Oh, next time you're cooking" or something like that. I don't know.
Huh.
I like the dog.
Yeah, I like the dog.
is awesome.
Best character of the damn movie.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
so
that
cute.
might be true. The dog is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine like telling a dog like, "Hey, go do my homework"? That dog could probably do it.
Yeah.
Probably could. Like, I had a moment during the film where I told Steven for the first time ever, I really need to check out that website. Does the dog die? Like,
Yeah.
I needed to know. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to handle it if this dog dies.
Lawrence Talbot argues that he says, we don't see her kill the rabbits. It's just a scene cut and they are dead on her back.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that what it is?
Well. So maybe it
Yeah.
was just the dog bringing her endless
The
amounts
dog
of...
did it.
Yeah,
The dog
is
brought
that
her
it
rabbits.
there, Necro?
Yeah, you know what it probably was? It was probably cut because they didn't want to see cute bunnies getting killed. Some
Yeah.
Disney executive stepped in and said, "No, we can't show her killing
You know,
bunnies."
what's lame about that is I needed that progression of her skill.
Yeah.
Where the first time
Yeah.
she hunts, she fails, and then this time she doesn't. Like, I needed the visual of it. I didn't
Yeah.
need it implied afterwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Y'all just need to man up and watch Homeward Bound. Call it a day. Oh, badass movie.
That's it. We're going and watching Old Yeller when we're done here.
Oh my god. Oh man, yeah, we were supposed to have James out of here by 8:30. I bet he's
Yeah.
secretly over there like, I fucking hate them.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna get stabbed as soon as I turn around, and it's gonna be.
Yeah. Missy JoJo is so pissed at us right now.
Oh yeah.
She gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so over for you, dude.
Yeah, I'll be sleeping with the dog. Be like, "I love you, dog. Keep me warm." Now you guys know why I like the dog so much. It scooches over and gives me a room in the doghouse. Here you go. Welcome back. You know, I've got like her place, you know, my dog's place, boom, right next to it.
Dude, so I don't know if you saw,
Mm-hmm.
but the three of us, Necro, you, and I, just got a text message from JP.
Oh, we did?
With an image attached, and I'm terribly afraid that it's a picture of someone with a cell phone up their butt. Like, I don't want to open I don't want to open the text message.
Oh my god, let's see.
Oh, it is. It
Oh,
totally
it's totally
is.
a cell phone up. Oh my god, and this is like, this ain't even a fucking cell phone. This is like one of those 1998 Nokia cell phones. You know what I'm saying? So somebody didn't luck out and get like a Motorola Razr or an iPhone Mini.
See, that's the thing. Fly Tractor just summed it up for me. So these are the type of women I hang out with. Keep Necro safe from Missy JoJo going prey on him. See, when I watch this movie, the type of women I hang out with, I could totally see Anna killing like a bunch of rabbits and then, you know, killing a predator. I could see Missy JoJo doing it. I could see Sarah doing it. Come on. It could happen.
Oh, my argument is not that it couldn't happen. Ever. As a matter of fact, one of the ideas I had that would have made the film more interesting is if her and her brother were already a successful hunting team for their village.
That would have been awesome. That would have been cool. You set it up like that. But
Because
the
it's
thing
not
is,
like
though,
you can't give her other conflict. You can give her other conflict, something she's growing through or growing, you know what I mean? There's a million things, like, you know, I didn't need another coming of age story, I guess.
I think what have solved that is I like the fact that she was not perfect at the beginning. I like that a lot. I think her brother working on it and trying to hone it. This movie needed 10 more minutes. It needed more. It needed a couple other scenes to really latch in that arc.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, guys.
Cool.
All right,
All right, go
yeah.
to bed.
Go to bed.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of me sleeping outside in my hammock.
Go to bed. Put your kids to bed. Thank you for being here, Pastor.
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
All right.
Review.
All right, man, we're heading out of here, everybody. Thank you all so much. We got those sweet, sweet bloody bucks coming in tonight. I think that's what we'll call them from now on. Is Bloody Bucks. I like
Wheat.
Bloody Bucks.
Bloody Bucks. I like it.
Bringing in them Bloody Bucks.
Hell yeah.
And, JP, thank you for sharing.
Yes, JP, we love. I love that he could just get in on that action with me. Yeah. It's like you don't get it. James is going to joke about. JP's like, I'm fucking with you, Steve.
I'm with you, man.
I'm with you, bro.
Here's that cell phone
I
up the
also
butt.
love fucked up stuff.
Yeah, he does. That's what I'm saying. You should totally have him as a guest.
Well, I think me and JP need our own platform. I think I think that's our calling.
The ugly side of talk horror.
Yes. Yes. Great to see you all too, man. Have you a horrible night too, Fly Attractor. Go Macho Man on you. But real quick, he said, I totally see Anna's point. I hate it when I can sit there and say, that was stupid. I could do better than that. I'm with you, Fly. Get that man a beer. Get that man a brewski. Get that man a chew. Turn him into a sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. But hell yeah, I'm going to podcast it tomorrow. Briggs, I don't know if you're down for that. I know we haven't really got to converse since the storm of the fucking century took over here, so...
Yeah.
But either way, I'll be here. Maybe with somebody, or maybe
all by
myself.
yourself.
Just me and my cell phone. Alright, man. Will do, Briggs. Alright, man. Hey, thank y'all for coming in. Thank you for the Bloody Bucks. Oh my god.
Thank you,
so
everybody.
much new equipment coming in. You'll see. I'll show it to you, I promise. Alright, until next time, everybody. Look horror.
Listen
horror.
Talk horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.